Episode 4 Life. Most people do not reject death, they postpone it. Not in belief, but in how they love. They speak about later with confidence, delay what matters, and carry grudges as if time is guaranteed. Then something small breaks the spell: a funeral, a sudden message, a close call, and the heart realizes how fragile its assumptions were. In that moment, the unspoken question rises, not as drama, but as honesty. If life ends without warning, what is the point of everything I am chasing? And what will still matter when it is my turn to live? كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة فمن زحزح عن النار وأدخل الجنة فقد فاز وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور. Every soul shall taste death, and you will only be given your full recompense on the day of resurrection. So whoever is saved from the fire and admitted into paradise has truly triumphed. The life of this world is nothing but the enjoyment of delusion. Surah Al Imran, verse 185. We live in an age that studies uncertainty, markets and forecasts, risks and probabilities, plans drawn in pencil because even tomorrow feels unsure. And yet, amidst all our speculation, there remains one certainty untouched by doubt: death. Every soul shall taste it, not encounter it, taste it. For tasting is intimate, personal, inevitable. We spend our lives predicting what might happen, but none can predict the breath that will not return. From palaces of gold to the ground they now guard, from empires of conquest to the quietness of dust, every tyrant, every saint, every nameless wanderer has tasted the same truth. Death is not interruption. It does not end the story. It completes the sentence. It is the moment when the temporary stands before the eternal and finally understands what all of this was for. You will only be given your full recompense on the day of resurrection. This is the design of delay, a delay that refines, not denies. This world is Darul Amal, the realm of doing, of striving, of sowing seed. The next is Darul Jaza, the realm of reckoning, of harvest, of truth unmasked. We ache at injustice because we keep expecting justice here. But Allah delays not because He forgets, but because He completes. He lets the thread run so that every intention, every hidden patience, every whispered pain can finish its weave. When the scrolls are unrolled, no act will be missing, no sigh will be lost. Every withheld tear, every unseen effort, every moment of restraint, all will find their echo in the day that never ends. Whoever is saved from the fire and admitted into paradise, he has succeeded. How gently this verse undoes our definitions. Here, success is not the applause of men, not the accumulation of possessions. It is escape from the fire, entrance into mercy. We measure triumph by how high we rise. The Quran measures it by how well we return. Shaddad ibn Aus radiallahu anh narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل لما بعد الموت والعاجز من أتبع نفسه هواها وتمنى على الله. The wise one is he who disciplines his soul and works for what comes after death, and the incapable one is he who follows his desires and merely hopes in Allah. Wisdom, then, is not knowing how to live longer. It is knowing how to live better, to spend the currency of breath on what will survive the grave. This is not fatalism, it is focus. The believer does not despise the world, he simply refuses to mistake it for the goal. The life of this world is nothing but the enjoyment of delusion. The Quran calls it mata'ul ghurur, a fleeting comfort that flatters and fades. Mata' in Arabic refers to what travelers carry, small provisions, soon exhausted. You use it and move on. You do not build a home around it. But we have built empires upon sand and call them legacies. We have chased reflections on water and call them dreams. The world dazzles precisely because it deceives. It is designed to look complete so that only those who see through it will seek what is real. Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anh narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam once took him by the shoulder and said, "Kun fi dunya كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل." Be in this world as though you were a stranger or a traveler. The traveler carries only what he needs. He rests but does not settle. He walks lightly, but not because he owns little, but because he knows where he is going. The divine irony is that the only certainty of life is death, and the only deception of the world is that it feels permanent. We love as though tomorrow belongs to us, even as we bury those who believed the same yesterday. Death is not the shadow of life, it is its mirror. It reflects truth stripped of illusion. It shows what we were when the noise falls silent, what remains when everything borrowed is returned. Allah designed death not as cruelty, but as clarity, a mercy that reminds us that meaning is not measured in length, but in legacy. He designed time to fade so that the heart might yearn for what does not. He designed this world to disappoint so that the soul would remember where it comes from. Every joy that ends, every loss that wounds, every delay that frustrates, all whisper the same truth. This was never home. So love, but do not cling. Build, but do not boast. Love, but for His sake alone. And when the world trembles beneath your feet, and everything you called yours begins to fade, remember, you were never meant to stay, only to see. For the day the eyes close here, they open there. And in that unveiling, you will finally understand life was never the destination, it was the signpost, pointing quietly, perfectly towards eternity.